So I'm going to be showing you how to go from this to this. New headlights are in. So I got a really nice package today. Got some new headlights for the truck. Morimoto XB headlights for the 2009 to 2018 Ram. I think these things are going to look sick on my Warlock. Alright, so to do the installation of the new headlights, I think you've probably seen everywhere on YouTube, but first thing you have to do is you have to take out these clips on this panel. 1, 2, 4 10mm screws under here. And then the last thing, you'll have a 10mm screw here for this headlight, one behind the grill here, and then you'll have a clip, which the easiest way to get to it is going to be to turn the wheel, but then there's going to be a little panel right there. Take the clip out. So everything today can be done with common hand tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our ratchet here and a 10mm socket and an extension tool. I have found that it makes life a lot easier trying to pull up these panels, but get it in there, pull it up. And last one. And then I mistaken earlier, but there are 2 in the front. So there are 6 all total. But then once that's done, you can remove the panel. After you've gotten those 4 screws out, you will notice that one has a coarse thread and one has a very fine thread. Try not to get those mixed up because one goes in the metal there and one goes in the plastic right here. So 2 different places on the grill. Now, to get the grill out, there is a clip right there, and then there's another clip right there at the bottom, right under that little bolt there. But then there's also a bolt here and like a clip, and the same thing on the other side. But the easiest way to get the grill off is to kind of start to pull from one side, pull from the other, and then you'll notice how those clips came undone. The other clip is right here, same on the other side, right there. And so just kind of get your hand under the bottom here and pull, and the grill will come off. So that clip up in there, once you find it with your hand, you're gonna reach your hand up in there and push, and then your headlight will come out. All right, so once you've got that clip undone, there'll be 1 10mm screw here and one at the top. The biggest deal with these is to make sure that you keep this in the same position that it was. This is your adjustment screw, and if you move this out of place, your beam will be either too high or too low, and you won't be able to see properly. But as long as you keep this in the same position, you'll be okay. Let's go ahead and get those removed and get ready to get these headlights out and get the new ones installed. screws removed and a clip done from the back, I have found that the easiest way is to use your panel clip from earlier, wrap it in a rag, and take it and gently put it into the side of your headlight and twist, and that'll pop the headlight from that little ball and pull it out of the housing. So now that you've got the headlight removed, you'll notice that there's a couple of connections on the back here. The easiest way to take it off is to, right here where my thumb is, unclip that out of the headlight. That is actually just like a holder clip for the wiring harness. And then basically on the clip itself, you're gonna just push in and pull out. Connectors here for your headlight, and that's the clip that goes into the back of it that just keeps that wiring harness in place. But that's all you have to disconnect for the headlights with the projector housing. Let's see. Your wiring harness for your daytime running lights. The wonderful headlight itself. And I'm guessing nothing else in the box. So in the passenger side box, you got your wiring harness and that wonderful light all covered up and protected. That is our headlight all covered up and protected. And what looks like every piece of wiring possible to make sure that this thing works correctly. So if you're like me and you've got the headlights with the projector housing, there is a wiring harness that is plugged into this here. That is for trucks who do not have the projector housing. This is the ones that have the reflective housing. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take this off, and then this will plug in to the harness that was on the truck. Wiring harness that you'll have taken off. So like I said, it plugs into that harness there, has some connectors for the other trucks, and then two parts that you actually have to unscrew. So that big black box here, this one here, comes off with these two Phillips head screws, and then that one gold screw there was holding on this other relay, I'm guessing. But if you take that off, this is the only plug that you will need for your Ram with a projector housing. Now, I don't have the headlight fully in place. I do have it just sitting there because a good rule of thumb is to, before you install anything, go ahead and test it and make sure all the functions are working. That way, before you get everything installed, you know that everything's working and you can be confident with what you did. Now that you tested your headlight and everything is working, now you have to run your DRL wire. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your wire. You're going to come up to your fuse box. What you're going to do is you're going to look for fuse 66, which is going to be right there, which is going to be this wonderful one right here. And on my truck, there was a fuse there. It is okay. I took it out and I put this in there instead. So this here is basically the acting fuse now, and it's running power to the headlights. Now, on this, because this won't close with the wire in there, I cut just a little bit of plastic out of there, and then I just cut a little slit on the top of the fuse panel box just so it would give it a little bit of room, and I've got that pressed down in there, and the box closes just fine. Now, I took the wire and I ran it under the fuse box over to one side of the truck, and then I ran the wire on the front side of the truck where I'm going to zip tie it here soon and then run it to the new headlight. But the last step you're going to do is get some zip ties and tie all that up together, because if not, your connector for the driver's side headlight will be super long and you'll have wire hanging down. So just zip tie that little bit there and then run the rest of the stuff and you'll be good. So now, just to make sure we have everything done wiring, so this green wire here is going to be for your sequential LED turn signal. So if you want it to flash just yellow, then you can leave this connected, or if you want it to do the little row, then you can disconnect this. I'm going to disconnect it because I do want it to do the little sequential flash. And then this blue connector here, that is for your daytime running lights. So what you're going to do is unplug that. You're going to leave this connector just by itself, and that is going to plug into your daytime running harness that we just wired up.